supported and the country's economy will continue to open up. He's been speaking at the APEC forum and also signaled Beijing will attempt to sign more trade deals around the world. A coronavirus vaccine being developed by the University of Oxford could be a game changer in protecting older people. The latest data shows the vaccine produces a strong immune response in adults in their 60s and 70s. John Beaver reports from London.
It's the latest good news in the fight against coronavirus. Scientists from the University of Oxford have announced encouraging results for their vaccine. A study of 560 adult volunteers found that those aged 60 and above developed a strong immune response that was similar to those who were much younger. Researchers have said they are delighted with the results and are now testing to see if the vaccine stops people developing COVID-19. The Oxford vaccine is the fourth trial to report good preliminary data, with more details expected in the next few weeks.
Meanwhile, the UK government's confirmed it's looking at how to potentially relax COVID restrictions over Christmas so families can celebrate together. North Korea says it'll boost its efforts to fight the pandemic without any outside help. State media says allowing outside intervention would increase the risk of the virus entering the country. Bruce Harrison reports from Seoul.
State newspaper the Rodong Shinmun said the country is at a critical crossroads. The Daily said North Korea has to make a choice between killing their children by looking across the border for materials they could live without or keeping their kids alive under the current situation. The paper added that the virus is spreading in other countries hit by a second wave. North Korea closed its borders in January and maintains it's still virus-free. The U.S. military has said North Korea even put shoot-to-kill orders in place for anyone trying to cross sea or land borders. Bruce Harrison, Seoul.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this. You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen,
I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, November 19th, where your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, lawbreaker, scoundrel, ruffian. How you doing today?
No, doing good, man. The reason why I said that is I'm a little tired, long night at work, and on my way home, I live on a pretty quiet road for the most part in the evening. There's not a lot of people out there, which still doesn't give you the right to do this. But I wasn't paying attention, and I was just cruising along to get home. And there's this part of the road where you go over this little bridge. Well, it's a little hill, and then under this train bridge. And under this bridge, there was a bike cop at 11:20 at night, and I was doing a 58 and a 45, and pulled over. That sucked. Yeah, nice guy, very nice guy. It's a block from home, but $166 ticket, and then a little longer delay to get home. Always not a great way to end your night after a very long day, slicing your finger open, all that fun stuff. So a little on the tired side, but we're here. It is Thursday, the third day. Who, what? Thursday. You'll hear that soundbite soon.
Exactly. Well, you know, the one thing we do get when Tony is tired, it's a tongue twister. When Tony is tired, we get a wacky Tony. So,
you get a wacky version, yeah. We'll see when that kicks in. So far, it's...
Yeah, and right now we're getting somber Tony.
Yep.
So. In any case,
time, baby.
Let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host. Tony, you've done plenty of traveling. What are some major no-nos as far as what you can bring with you in your carry-on luggage?
Well, if you're going on a cruise and stuff, you can't smuggle alcohol. Well, you can. You gotta be smart. You gotta be creative about it. I don't want to say smart, but creative. You definitely can't bring guns, knives, brass knuckles, other toys and stuff. If you're a girlio, I guess you could do that.
You could. It's just,
but typically pretty weapons, yeah. So.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. How about this? Rotting human heads of serial killers' victims brought back to the UK in hand luggage.
That is not where I thought this was going.
Nope.
But, whoa.
I like throwing.
Yowie wowie on that one.
I like throwing the curveball in there every once in a while.
Yowie wowie. Oh yeah, that was a the big yowie wowie.
So forensic experts described how she flew 2 decaying human heads riddled with, quote, maggot activity back to the UK in her hand baggage as part of an investigation into a serial killer. Dame Professor Sue Black needed to get the heads thought to belong to victims of Italian murderer Gianfranco Stevenin back to her base in Scotland for analysis. She said, it meant that what I had to do because they didn't have the capability in Italy was to take the skulls over to the UK. But they weren't skulls. That's the whole point. They were fleshed. They had quite a lot of maggot activity, so they were very wet and very smelly in the process. Yummy.
Yummy. Those are the best parts of the heads, you know?
She continued, so what they decided to do was to put each of the heads into white buckets that you could seal so that we didn't disturb anyone at the airports. I would carry them in 2 very expensive designer carrier bags so that it didn't look obvious. I carried 2 letters, one in Italian, one in English, that said what I was carrying. Speaking with the BBC's Big Scottish Book Club, she added, I got onto the plane and the air hostess said, you need to put your bags in the hold. I gave her the English letter and she was utterly horrified, but moved me to business class, which I thought was very nice. Black landed safely at Heathrow before she passed through her Romanian security checks to board a flight to Glasgow. She added, I then get onto the flight from Heathrow up to Glasgow, have the same problem with the air steward, and he this time put me in the back of the plane and moved everybody else up to business class. So, I would be weirded out about somebody carrying on 2 human heads that are riddled with maggot activity, as she puts it. I'm shocked that the airlines even allowed that.
I'm at a loss for words. That is just a absolutely disturbing story.
And
save that one for like Halloween, man, like the day before. Although you don't pick when these happen, you just come across them, and then there you go. So
exactly. Well, folks, you are very welcome, especially if you're eating breakfast at this time of the morning. Because
yummy. Dun, dun, dun.
That's the way we like to start the show. Speaking of today's show, we have a wonderful show lined up for you today. It is Thursday, the 3rd day. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
The 3rd day, all right? Monday, 1 day. Tuesday, 2 day. Wednesday, when? Huh? What day? Thursday. The 3rd day, okay?
It is Thursday, the 3rd day, and that means we explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. Yes, we've got Florida Man. We've got a segment called Shared Classroom Experiences. Our call-in contest today is titled Tony Beatdown.
Beat it down, man.
We have a segment called On a Technicality. We end the day with This Day in History, and Tony is up next with the entertainment news. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the
fine.
most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message. Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, November 19th. Now we have a little thing called the Fenix Line. It is a 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Maybe you've transported human heads on your way back from a serial killer forensic investigation. Lacey, I'm looking at you because you'd probably be the only one in that category. But if you did, give us a call on the Fenix Line. That number, 855-FENIX Radio. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together and put them out in a future show. Now it is the second segment of this show, and you know what that means. Tony's here with the entertainment news.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, November, what are we, 19th? It's
the 19th
today.
already.
And here's a segment that's faster than me going down Trilby Road. It's the Filippo Fast Five. Lil Wayne was charged with possessing gun and as a convicted felon. Shame, 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 Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Little Matthew McConaughey, he's floating the idea of running for governor of Texas. All right. Mary Louise Parker and Nick Offerman have been casted as Colin Kaepernick's parents in Netflix Colin in black and white. I don't know if I could see Ron Swanson as Colin Kaepernick's dad. But,
I don't know. Hopefully
he got casted.
Hopefully it's a comedy because he's hilarious.
Yeah, he is a funny guy. Tory Lanez pleads not guilty in the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. And if you don't know, Megan Thee Stallion is a co-singer of WAP, which is Wet Ass Pierogi or Wet Ass Pumpkin, you know.
I thought maybe she was one half of Wild Stallions.
Excellent! Nope, she's a whopper. And Scream 5 is officially got a title and a release date. It's coming January 14th, 2022. Any guesses of what Scream 5 is called?
Scream Again?
Confusing title. Ready? Scream.
Okay.
It's just called Scream.
It wasn't
very annoying. I think there's another movie in a franchise that they just called the original movie the same thing. I think it was a sequel.
I think it was Fast and the Furious because...
Yeah, but instead of the Fast and the Furious, it was just Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, well, Scream's taking a page out of that book.
Okay.
It may star Dwayne The Rock Johnson, too. He's going to be Ghostface this time around. I'm just kidding on that.
Okay.
Filippo Fast 5. That thing sped through pretty quick. So now we're actually moving on to the entertainment news of this segment. Big news coming out yesterday. I was really shocked to see this. I found out during my late dinner break last night. But this is something Kristian and I have discussed on the show often when it comes to the way theaters are and how they should release the movies in this day and age. Like, what would be the best bet? Well, one of the things that we suggested was Wonder Woman 1984, instead of getting pushed back into the new year, that they should just release it on Christmas Day and then release it video on demand. Well, we were pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Because yesterday, Warner Brothers officially confirmed that Wonder Woman 1984 will be released on HBO Max and theaters on Christmas Day. So that's huge. Like, it may not be video on demand for the masses, but now you're inspired, if you don't want to go to a theater, to try HBO Max or get HBO Max. And that's a win. Even if you don't go to the theater and you pay for a month subscription, not only do you get to watch the new Wonder Woman movie, you have access to things like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion, South Park, Big Bang Theory, Game of Thrones, yada yada. There's a lot on there. DC stuff. Anyhow, this is just huge news because this movie has been delayed. It was supposed to come out earlier this summer. Then it got pushed back to actually it was supposed to come over Christmas 2019, and then it got pushed to summer of 2020, then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. So this is just great news. Yeah, so if you guys want to check out Wonder Woman 1984, you can check that out on HBO Max December 25th, 2020, or you could still go see it in theaters if you have an open theater near you. What do you think of this? I'm pretty happy with that.
Good news, everyone!
Yeah, you know, HBO Max, when it first was released, I was pretty disappointed with it. It wasn't available on my Amazon Fire Stick. I had to go over to the PlayStation to watch it. Its offerings were very slim. It didn't have all of the DC titles, and they've slowly been remedying all of these things. So yesterday was the first time I was able to fire it up on the Amazon Fire Stick. Oddly enough, we watched Wonder Woman last night. After the movie ended, went online, you know, obviously just sort of scrolling through and found out that, you know, this Wonder Woman 1984, you know, same day release was happening. And I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably still see it in theaters, but it's nice to know that I have the option to watch it at home.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm still going to go see it in theaters as well. But it is going to be good to watch online. And it's not going to pull like what Mulan did. Just want to get that out there. You know how Mulan on Disney Plus was available in theaters as well as on demand, but you still had to pay the $30.
Yep.
It's just Wonder Woman 84. Like if you subscribe to HBO Max, it's just there.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay anything extra.
Brilliant move on their part. They're going to get
Absolutely.
so many people signing up for the service.
Yeah, that's a huge pickup. And you and I both watched the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion.
It was wonderful.
Worth a watch. Yeah, definitely check it out. It was very. I hope that's how they do all TV show reunions. I think that set a standard. It was very good. Very good stuff.
Well, I know they're working on a similar one for Friends, and so I'm looking forward to that one. But it was great. It was funny. It was heartwarming. There were some sad moments, obviously, when they're talking about James Avery and, you know, what happened with the second Aunt Viv, or the first Aunt Viv, to be exact. But, yeah, just a great hour and 5-minute, you know, little bit of nostalgia going back to the Fresh Prince.
Absolutely. Makes me want to go back and watch the show.
Me too.
Yeah, it's definitely some funny moments they show clips of, and it was like, oh, okay, that's good. Speaking of funny, we got some news out of the Marvel world of the universe. The last time when we saw Chris Hemsworth's Thor in Avengers Endgame, he had taken up with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it looks like Taika Waititi's Thor Love and Thunder is going to pick up right where we left off with none other than Chris Pratt, as he has joined the cast of Thor Love and Thunder. This shouldn't come as a total shock to Marvel fans, given how the last film ended. They mentioned that before he flies to Australia to take part in the epic, Pratt's due to complete a short round of reshoots in Paramount's big budget The Tomorrow War, which once upon a time was due out Christmas but got delayed to 2021. No news yet on whether the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy will be joining Thor Love and Thunder, but it seems like a pretty good bet, seeming at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Sequel is due out February 11th, 2022. It'll feature the return of Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, who inherits Thor's hammer, with Tessa Thompson returning as Valkyrie, and Christian Bale is rumored to be a part of the cast. Good for you!
If you didn't have it handy, I had that soundbite handy.
All right, well, good. That is our Florida Man intro for now, so
Yeah.
You know, fittingly enough.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was cool that at the end of Endgame, they made reference to as Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, sort of a nice play between the two.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And of course, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 we mentioned, I think it was last week. That is something now that James Gunn is back into production and they're getting that rolling. So all should be well, hopefully in the next year with movies. We should start getting these. And if not, Wonder Woman 84 is definitely a good kick in the right start for all this stuff. So this is an interesting reboot. I'm assuming it's going to be animated, but let's read the article and find out. Darkwing Duck is being rebooted, and it's going to be helmed from Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Let's get dangerous. That's the familiar catchphrase from the popular 90s animated series Darkwing Duck. It has been announced by Disney Plus that it's in early development on a reboot that will be produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. James Weaver and Alex McEntee of Point Grey Pictures are also on board as executive producers, with McEntee overseeing the project for the company. Should the project go to series, it would be the latest Disney Plus take on a well-known property. The streamer already houses High School Musical, the musical, Super Edition Deluxe series. I made the Super Deluxe part. That's just a long-ass title.
Yep.
Which is based off High School Musical. They're going to be doing a female-led reboot of Doogie Howser, MD, as well as a sequel to the film series Willow. Darkwing Duck only ran from 91 to 92. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, it had a
if you're
short
a
run.
kid, you feel like it goes on for a long time.
Yeah. Lots of reruns.
Yeah, a lot of reruns. Yeah, you're right. Total of 91 episodes. The show features the adventures of Darkwing Duck, who is a superhero, alter ego of ordinary suburban duck, Drake Mallard. I'm not going to read what the show's about, because if you know, you know. But are you excited for the Darkwing Duck reboot series? Let us know. And you can also catch Darkwing Duck appearing in the rebooted Ducktales. Which that animation style, very nice.
I was going to say...
He looks just like he did from when we were kids, so that's good.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Darkwing Duck follows along the same lines as the DuckTales reboot, they've got a winner on their hands. The DuckTales reboot is fantastic. It's got something for the fans that grew up with it, like us, and then my kids as well. You know, it's not just sort of a, cheesy one-off episode from week to week or show to show. You know, there's overarching story elements, and it's really, really well crafted.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm looking forward to I'm definitely looking forward to a reboot for sure of that. And with Seth Rogen involved, that's not too shabby. I mean, I'm curious to see, because he's also working on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle animated movie.
Yep.
So, which will be like more CGI, but still, I like to think, because he's probably around our age. I don't know exactly how old he is, but I feel this is stuff he grew up with, and anybody that's a fan of the show just brings extra stuff. So that's a great thing. It's better than somebody that doesn't know nothing. I digress. That was your entertainment news. Now let's dance on into the birthday. It's my birthday! Oh yeah, it is quite a few people's birthdays today. One of them being the most awkward, muscular one in the galaxy, Kylo freaking Ren. Adam Driver is 37. It still to this day, the most awkward thing was him with his shirt off. Right. It was weird. That whole Last Jedi with that, and then the Luke Skywalker drinking the blue milk from the boob of that weird alien. Strange. Just weird. The man who hung out with Lorraine Baines in 1955 after he was a peeping Tom and got hit by her dad's car. Calvin Klein is 78. So Calvin Klein, but the real Calvin.
The
Klein
actual designer, yeah.
Not Michael J. Fox. Hello, Clarice. It's your birthday. Jodie Foster is 58. Don't accuse her of being any older than she is. The CNN King of Suspenders, Larry King, is not live anymore, but he is alive at 87. Sally is still sleepless in Seattle outside of the volcano, still waiting for mail. She is in a City of Angels at 59, and that is Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan's birthday. Elizabeth, oh, I love you, Elizabeth. Oh, yeah, it would have been your birthday, but you're in heaven with me, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Yeah, Miss Elizabeth's birthday today, yeah. And lastly, the man who owned a network, the Atlanta Braves, and WCW. And, he's got a steakhouse with Bison as well. Billionaire Ted Turner is 82. That's your birthdays. And remember, in the beginning is you, in the middle is you, and in the end is you. Thanks, Yogi T, for those words of wisdom today.
Well, folks, that does it for the entertainment news. When we come back, we explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. It is time for Florida Man. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a little bit.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Hey!
So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency. Who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, November 19th. Now we are all over social media with many of you watching us right now on Facebook Live or YouTube Live as we speak. If you want to get a hold of me on social, I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, Radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram and Twitter at Fenix Media Radio. You can get a hold of Tony on Facebook at facebook.com/Tony.Sanfilippo. That's SANFILIPPO.94, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Now it is Thursday, as we like to do on Thursdays, is explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. It is time for Florida Man.
Oh, good for you!
Oh, Tony's on mute. He forgot to unmute.
I always forget to unmute.
Tony's going to have to put $1 in the mute jar.
What's that?
Tony's going to have to put $1 in the mute jar.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the one thing I hate about Zoom is sometimes when we try to talk, like sometimes when we both talk, say it. That's when I'm always like, what's that? So annoying sometimes. Anyways, it is Florida Man, and we are going to start, somewhere, wherever Sumter County is. So we're going to go down there in Florida. And this one's a villager jailed after Facebooking woman and following her to a restaurant. It's a trap. Yeah, it's a psycho. That's what it is. A villager was jailed after, it's the same exact as the title. So this guy stalks this woman in Sumter County. Sheriff's deputies responded shortly before 8 a.m. Friday to a Burger King, a restaurant on Wedgwood Lane, where a woman reported she was being followed by a 65-year-old Michael William Pasori, who lives on Silver Oak Avenue on the historic side of the Villages. Well, way to say where he lives, too. The woman who has an injunction against Pasori said that after a student drop-off at the Village Charter School, she had crossed County Road 466 and went to the Burger King for breakfast. She noticed Pasori in a gold Prius and called 911. The woman showed deputies that Pasori sent her 136 messages through Facebook in violation of the injunction. When a deputy approached Pasori in the parking lot, he appeared to be spaced out,
My name is Jeff.
according to an arrest report. He claimed he had driven to Burger King for $1 coffee ordered through the restaurant's app. Pasori had been tasered by deputies January 20th of 2018 when they were called to a home on Riverdale Road in the village of Glenbrook, where he had restrained a woman. He served jail time in that case. Deputies were called to the same home on February 7th, 2019, where Pasori put his hands on the neck of a woman identified as his wife of 38 years. Jeez. They had been fighting over a credit card. He was arrested on a charge of battery and again served jail time. After his latest arrest, Pasori was being held without bail, without bond, on 2 counts of contempt of court. I'm just throwing it out there, but it sounds like this guy is got a problem with women. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
don't know how he keeps getting out of jail, but that guy needs to go away for a very, very long time.
It's only a matter of time before I'm reading you a Florida man story a year from now. Michael Pasori has murdered a woman over a fit of rage at McDonald's or something stupid,
Fatality.
Just like, God dang, this guy's a stalker, an abuser. He's obviously got issues. Kind of scary.
And of course,
safe out there, ladies.
And of course, it wouldn't be a Florida man story if it didn't occur at a Burger King or a Taco Bell or a Waffle House or.
But I like how they called him a villager because they lived in a community called the Village. He's a villager. What? You just live in a housing community, dude.
I think of somebody with like a pitchfork and,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. With bonnets, kind of like that Tim Allen, Christy Alley movie For Richer or Poor.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Picture that. I don't know why that popped into the old noodle, but it did. Florida man 49 arrested after a meltdown over the lack of lettuce. I find the lack of lettuce in you disturbing.
As you do.
Angered that a burger joint had no more lettuce for their sandwiches, a Florida man allegedly caused a disturbance. There's so Star Wars, but disturbance in the force there. Late Wednesday that resulted in his arrest on a pair of criminal charges. Police say that Henry Caballero, 49, was beating on the windows of a Checkers restaurant in Largo, a city in the Tampa Bay area. Caballero, was melting down cops' charge because he was upset that the store had no more lettuce for their sandwiches. According to the criminal complaint, he was yelling and screaming at Checkers employees, causing them to fear for their safety. When police arrived at the eatery around 11:30 p.m., Caballero, who was in his car, refused to identify himself, except that he was Batman. He really wasn't, but I'm Batman. That would have been funnier. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Lettuce. The officer removed him from the vehicle. The defendant was uncooperative and denied the allegations. Caballero was charged with disorderly conduct in an establishment and resisting an officer without violence, both misdemeanors. According to recent news reports, a national lettuce shortage has impacted restaurants across the country. Last month, for example, Chick-fil-A alerted customers that due to industry-wide challenges with lettuce supply, certain menu items, including salad, may be prepared differently and unavailable for the time being. Well, no one told Caballero, and he just went bat spit crazy.
Has the planet gone mad?
What's funny is I just picture him in a bat. It would have been great if he had a Batman cowl and just, where's my lettuce? Where is it? Give me the goddamn lettuce.
Supersize it.
Make it quick, Checkers. Oh, this is great, man. This is So there's like a food theme today. It's not how I purposely picked them. I just picked them.
Just the way
they all happen to be about food because this one, we are going down to Jacksonville because the woman is angry about the lack of breakfast at a Jacksonville hotel. Then she took somebody's truck and crashed it into the nearby pond.
Way to go,
Here we
go!
A woman is facing several charges after an incident at a hotel on Jacksonville's south side ended with a truck submerged in a retention pond. It happened just before 5 p.m. on Thursday at the Extended Stay Deluxe on Perimeter Park Boulevard near Southside Boulevard. Those are some original names. Police said they were called to the hotel in reference to an armed dispute. According to the report, a hotel employee told police a woman later identified by police as Marlo Walton, 34, began arguing with her in the lobby because there was no breakfast available at the hotel and the pool was closed because of COVID-19. A man waiting in line at the hotel lobby told police when he saw the woman yelling at the guest service receptionist, he told her to settle down. The report also has what happened next, but goes on to say the man was in fear of his life and left the lobby. Okay. What a weenie, man. Right. Hey, you need to settle down. Back off. Oh, my life's in danger. You're on your own. Goodbye.
I want my bacon and eggs.
Yeah. That part of the story seems a little goofy, but the man went to the parking lot and got inside his vehicle, but when he saw the woman in the parking lot, he parked the vehicle and ran off. Oh, this guy's like a total wuss, man. Yeah. Wow. When he came back, the vehicle was gone. Police said Walton took off in the truck and ended up in the retention pond across the street from the hotel. The truck was submerged. Walton was arrested and faces charges of theft of a motor vehicle, criminal mischief, battery, assault, and aggravated assault. Walton was arrested and faces charges, it was printed twice. Way to read it, Burgundy. During the arrest, JSO report said she became irate and began kicking the back seat of the patrol vehicle. This chick has some issues when it comes to food.
Getting her food,
you know?
Yep.
Oh, good for you.
It is nuts. Of course, I have more and more. You just tell me where we stop. I saw the clock reset, so I'm assuming that is it for Florida Man, and the rest will be here next week.
That
we'll
is
continue on.
Yeah, that is it for Florida Man. You know, it always goes by so quick, and there's always so many stories. You never run out. You know, Florida Man never disappoints.
Believe me, there's plenty in the arsenal, and I'll keep adding to it. So.
Well, folks, when we come back, it's time for shared classroom experiences. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in just a few.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Thursday, November 19th. We've made it to the final segment of the first hour, but don't fret, there's still plenty of show ahead as we head into our second hour. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix radio show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, about 20 in all. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think. And tell your friends, because sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And we care so much that we like to wax nostalgic every once in a while. It's been a hot minute since Tony and I were in school of any sort, whether it was college, high school, middle school, whatever it might have been. And I feel bad for kids today. My kids are doing a combination of virtual learning. They're doing a little bit of in-class learning. It's very strange. But the one thing I think we can all agree on are these shared classroom experiences that we've, all experienced. For instance, what every teacher said when students just wouldn't stop talking, they'd clear their throat. I'll wait. It seemed to be a universal thing. I don't know if all teachers were taught this in teaching school, but I'll wait. No. You continue your conversation. I'll wait.
No, yeah. You go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Tony, I'll wait.
No?
Were you ever called out for, because I know you had your fair share of class clown moments, Tone. Did you ever get called out in that respect?
Oh yeah, I not again like a specific example, no, but there's been times like you said. Once I discovered that I could be funny and I could actually make people laugh, that became like a teacher's worst nightmare, because now you got this kid that just wants the attention. He's going to hijack moments, and I pulled that a lot. I can recall sophomore year, I used to piss off a English teacher by the name of Mr. Dane. I used to crack a lot of jokes, and he'd get quite annoyed, because he thought, trying to teach, and then Mr. Funny Guy has to have a quip for everything. So,
well, it served you well, of course. For teachers, I feel bad for them because they got to deal with people like you, Tone. People like
Damn
you.
it. You son of a biscuit.
Moving on with shared classroom experiences, what about that feeling you had when you were called out to read aloud, where you just had to compose yourself for a second, just that, and then go into
I hated it. Hated it so much. Anytime you had to read out loud, it was terrible because, if words are hard, sometimes when you're reading, in your mind, you read it just fine. It's not a problem. But when you actually have to read it out loud, as we do on this show at times, if you're just freestyling and you're not looking at a script or something on on your screen, it's easy to just talk to you and not fumble through stuff. But when you're actually reading stuff, you know, thank God we're past that fear because we literally read things to you guys. Just being in the class, knowing that all ears and eyes are on you, because sometimes people are not reading along with you, they're watching you.
Right.
And that's awkward, you know, even if you're just sitting there. I always felt more comfortable sitting down reading out loud versus getting up. Like if you had to stand up and do something in front of the class, I dreaded that. And mainly being a teenage boy, just because, you know, sometimes things pop up. And it's awkward if you don't have your big Trapper Keeper binder to protect you. You know?
Oh yeah, we're getting to having to get up in front of the class and do presentations. But even with reading, you know, you could be the best reader in the world, but when all the eyes and ears are on you, you know, you could fumble over, and you know, it's like what Billy Madison today, Junior.
Yeah, exactly. I feel more like Barfield.
Tony, I don't know if you were ever called into the principal's office. Luckily, I never was. But, you know, again, it was always that thing where the principal would just sort of poke their head in, or a representative of the principal, and then they'd step in, call you out by name, call you over, and, of course, lead you to your doom, to your fate. Did you ever have to be called to the principal's office, Tone?
Yeah, in junior high. Mr. Kucharowski's metal shop. The dude was a kook. He was this cross-eyed guy, poor guy. He's just a weird dude, and he was like this cross-eyed guy. Class, please get here on time. I'm only trying to be fair. Okay. Class, if you're watching the screen, class. Anyways, like we were a bunch of probably a bunch of dickwads, you know, in his class. He's a weird dude. Who's making bird noises? Class, please don't make bird noises. Class. Anyways, one day, like some guy in class we were horsing around, and he pushed me. And when he pushed me up against the wall, and it took Mr. Kucharowski's phone off the wall, and it hit the ground. And then Kucharowski like grabbed me by the back of the shirt, and you know, back then, you know, if he did this today, it's it'd be assault. Maybe even back then it was bad,
right? But
he grabbed me by the back of the shirt and yanked me, and he looked me in the eye. Kind of looked me in the eye. Just go to the principal's office. Go to the principal's office. I'm only trying to be fair with you.
You know, it'd be hilarious.
If you went to Eagle Valley, you know what I mean. But yeah, I got sent. But guess what? I didn't do.
Get detention.
I didn't go to the principal's.
Oh, you didn't go?
No. It's not like that guy was gonna walk me. He didn't know which way it was. Which way did he go? I'm an a-hole, man.
That's such a Tony thing.
But no, yeah. But that was the one time I got sent, and I didn't go, man. I totally, actually, yeah. And then there was that first day of school in 8th grade where I thought I was a badass, and I shoved a kid, thinking I was hanging out with a bad crowd, man. I got sent to the principal's that day, and that was bad because I got suspended. It was my one and only time in school.
Yeah.
First day of 8th grade.
And look at you now.
I was in junior high, man. I was hanging out with some bad people. Dude.
Look at you now, 30-something years later, and you're still getting in trouble with the law.
Oh, I know. Yesterday, and I was so polite too. I even put on a mask when I talked to him. Hello, officer. Here's.
Yes, sir.
Can't breathe.
Yes, sir.
Here's my license. Address is on the back. Registration. Let me bring up my Geico app. Here's my insurance.
Yeah.
Moving on. Kind of went along those lines.
Yeah. Moving on with shared classroom experiences. Remember fire drills and how they were basically organized chaos? You know, it was, always. And the fact that if there was an actual fire, nobody would actually line up in a single file line and orderly file out. You know, it doesn't happen that way. If there's a fire, people are running and screaming and panicking.
Yeah, when you're a kid too, man, like the fire drills, they was just an excuse to go outside, man. And you're already a hyper-ass kid, and kids are spacey. You're looking at butterflies. Ashley's picking her nose. You're spacing off. And, there's a dog. Ooh, I'm going to go play. There's the playground. Yeah, dude, if it was fire, there's no way you could get that many kids to, like, without panic. It's not like they're going to be calm. All right, kids, building's on fire. We're going to nicely in a single file line. We're going to go out this door. We're going to go meet at the roundabout. We're going to take roll call. Sound good?
Who's our line leader?
Yes.
Who's the line leader?
Yes, Mrs. Beltrami.
Moving on, something that you alluded to earlier, presenting in front of the class was simply anxiety-inducing. And for me, it was, and it's funny because, I public speak for a living now, essentially. I would get in front of the class and I get so nervous that I'd be shaking uncontrollably. I had to put whatever I was reading down on the desk in front of me in order to read it because I couldn't make out a single word. Just shaking. Yeah,
same with me. Like doing a book report was the effing worst to do in front of everybody. It was nerve-wracking because the bad point is while and I'm kind of still that way, believe it or not, sometimes. Like I get nervous if all eyes are on me, if people are quiet and they're watching. Like radio is not so hard because I just stare at a computer screen with a camera and I'm just talking to a screen.
Right.
Whereas if we were doing this show in front of a live audience, it'd be a little more nerve-wracking. It's just the eyes on you. That's what it is. Because now that added pressure of doing a good job is that much harder. And I think for book report, it was just, you're still learning who you are. It's not like you're shy around your friends. You're comfortable. So when you actually have to stand up in front of a class, oh, buddy. Yeah. Plus, as I alluded to earlier, if old Woodrow popped up, man,
you were in for some trouble. Well, you know what's not trouble? It's coming back for our second hour. We're headed into our long break, but folks, come back, and we'll see you in just a few, 7 minutes to be exact. Enjoy the break.
7.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open. Don't speak with your mouth full. Keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day, making sure they brush their teeth, is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. To explore our complete lineup, head over to phoenixmedia.us or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio.
Francisco, when you
News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. A landmark inquiry into the actions of Australian special forces in Afghanistan has found credible evidence that soldiers committed serious crimes while serving in the country. Sean Bindley reports.
The report found that as many as 25 Australian SAS soldiers unlawfully killed 39 unarmed civilians between 2005 and 2016. The inquiry claims that junior soldiers were often required by their commanders to be blooded by shooting prisoners to get their first kill. The heavily redacted findings were released by Defence Force Chief Angus Campbell today.
It's alleged that some patrols took the law into their own hands. Rules were broken, stories concocted, lies told, and prisoners killed.
In Brisbane, I'm Sean Bindley.
Chinese President Xi Jinping says more high-quality goods and services will be imported and the country's economy will continue to open up. He's been speaking at the APEC forum and also signalled Beijing will attempt to sign more trade deals around the world. A coronavirus vaccine being developed by the University of Oxford could be a game-changer in protecting older people. The latest data shows the vaccine produces a strong immune response in adults in their 60s and 70s. John Beaver reports from London.
It's the latest good news in the fight against coronavirus. Scientists from the University of Oxford have announced encouraging results for their vaccine. A study of 560 adult volunteers found that those aged 60 and above developed a strong immune response that was similar to those who were much younger. Researchers have said they are delighted with the results and are now testing to see if the vaccine stops people developing COVID-19. The Oxford vaccine is the fourth trial to report good preliminary data, with more details expected in the next few weeks.
Meanwhile, the UK government's confirmed it's looking at how to potentially relax COVID restrictions over Christmas so families can celebrate together. North Korea says it'll boost its efforts to fight the pandemic without any outside help. State media says allowing outside intervention would increase the risk of the virus entering the country. Bruce Harrison reports from Seoul.
State newspaper the Rodong Shinmun said the country is at a critical crossroads. The Daily said North Korea has to make a choice between killing their children by looking across the border for materials they could live without or keeping their kids alive under the current situation. The paper added that the virus is spreading in other countries hit by a second wave. North Korea closed its borders in January and maintains it's still virus-free. The U.S. military has said North Korea even put shoot-to-kill orders in place for anyone trying to cross sea or land borders. Bruce Harrison, Seoul.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother! We can do this together!
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this!
You will rock this!
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Wrap it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Welcome back, folks, to the second hour of the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Thursday, November 19th. We're your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. Still joined by my co-host, Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, it looks like you got your smoothie. Do you have a lid on it today?
Yeah, so speaking of lids, so I have the Blendtec, and it's awesome. But then something happened. I washed it in the dishwasher. It's dishwasher safe, but the lid is this real thick rubber, and there's where the flap, I guess, sat, and now it's stuck in that spot, so it doesn't always latch, so it's annoying, because if you can't get it to latch just right, then of course it creates a mess if you don't hold it. That's not what happened. It just took me most of the break to get it going, but as you can see, safe-proof that sucker into a cup, and it's now off where I don't swing my hands. It's not over here. Like yesterday, it was a big-ass cup, and I hit it when I talk like this. It's hard to tell on this carpet. I'm pretty sure I got it gone, but because after the show I went down to the Walmart and I got like Woolite or some whatever carpet cleaner spray with the little scrub brush, and I scrubbed the bleep out of it, and, And then, of course, that 7 minutes went fast, and during the 7 minutes, I got a text that In-N-Out Burger officially opens in Colorado tomorrow. In-N-Out Burger in Colorado has finally happened.
That's exciting. That is.
It is, except for me. I live in Fort Collins, and I'm not driving anytime soon. I'm going to let it simmer down a bit, but it opens tomorrow in Colorado Springs and Aurora. So Aurora will be the closest one I would go to.
Yeah, but that's still a little bit of a haul.
Yeah, damn, I'm pretty stoked. We got one coming in Thornton, got one in Fort Collins, and all over. They're gonna start sprouting up. Hopefully, like McDonald's. I want one on every street corner.
Well, does that mean that you're going to be coming to Northern Nevada less and less now that you'll have
Hell
In-N-Out
no.
of it? Okay.
No, it just means now when I go home, In-N-Out Burger will be probably one of those one less. You guys will probably, those are my friends, will probably get less, selfies or, food pics, food porn pics of In-N-Out. Like, it'll be less because, and I can't wait to hear all the Colorado people bitch about it too.
Right. It's not that great.
Sucked. He said it was the greatest hamburger in the world. I'm not saying that's how my friends talk or anything, but generally people will tell me that. They're like, you like In-N-Out, it sucks. It's a crappy burger. Look, it is not the world's greatest hamburger of all time. It is just not. To me, it's Five Guys. I think Five Guys is one of the real upper echelon.
Yeah, if you're willing to mortgage your house for a fast food burger.
Yeah. You really got to give up a lot. Now, if you're looking for just great value, great fast food burger, it is fantastic. That's all I can say about it.
Well, and it's one of those things that if you don't have it readily available, it's a treat when you do. And so for us, we've got an In-N-Out 5 minutes from the house, and I go once in a blue moon, usually when you're out, because it's not as special as it used to be when it was hard to get.
Yeah. Bella just chimed in. Yes, I love In-N-Out. Well, sweetie, it is in Colorado tomorrow. That's how I wanted to kick off hour 2.
We're doing hour 2 animal style. So
animal style, baby. Yeah. Hey, and then Lacey chimed in. Way better than Whataburger. We're going to have to bring that back one of these episodes. We did it earlier in the life of the show. We're going to have to do another burger debate.
That was a great conversation. Yeah.
It really was. Now we got more audience. We're on a new platform with Fenix Media. I mean, we should bring that back sometime.
Yeah, and burgers can be polarizing, but actually you brought up a good segue. We are on Fenix Media. Obviously, we celebrated a month of brand new shows about a week ago, and we've been having a lot of fun, but we're looking to change a few things. One of those being that we are looking for a third co-host. Every once in a while, something comes up, and if one of us isn't available, well, we have to run a best of, and we don't want to do that to you guys. We want to give you fresh content every single day, and so having a third co-host, preferably female, we'd like to get that perspective, but it doesn't necessarily have to be if it's the right person. Just somebody who's willing to hang out with us for 2 hours every morning.
It'd be good to have like a female, but then maybe like a backup guy or something. You always have that dynamic, or even have a backup female. Yeah. Lacey said she would, but she doesn't have time. That's okay. Because they work from home, so they're obviously working right now where the background noise and TV. I got a picture. There's a Baby Yoda currently by the screen looking at us.
Very nice.
Cute. Yeah. It would be great to have a female perspective on the show. I think that would be really, really good. So.
I agree. The other thing we're working on is what we're calling Fenix Fan Gear. It's going to be hats similar to this and T-shirts and other goodies that are emblazoned with the Fenix logo on it. And, it is something that we've been giving out as prizes. I think tomorrow we're going to do our drawing for folks who call in. And, give us your thoughts. If there's something you want that's a Fenix Fan Gear that maybe we're not considering, maybe a mask or a shot glass, because those go well together. Just let us know, and it's something that we may offer up for you guys, the Fenix fans. So what we're going to do now is we are going to head into our break, and when we come back, we have our contest. Typically, we do a call-in topic, but every once in a while, we do the contest, which we're calling Tony Beatdown, where I'm going to throw some trivia questions at Tony and our contestant, and obviously the winner wins a great prize, a $25 Fandango gift card, and the loser, well, you know what? If you don't win, you still get Fenix Fan Gear, which we were just talking about. So folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, it's time for our Fenix Face-Off call-in contest, Tony Beatdown. We'll see you guys in a few.
Yeah.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m. and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, November 19th. We are smack dab in the middle of our call-in contest. The way our call-in contests work is if you want a chance to play, simply go over to phoenixmedia.us/Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Complete the contest entry form. It's only a few fields, and then we will randomly pull your name out to compete in the contest. For instance, we pulled Jerry Vaughn's name. Confirmed with Jerry yesterday. Jerry, hopefully you are listening. Unfortunately, you didn't pick up your phone, so we're going to have to call a little bit of an audible on how we're going to work this instead of Tony facing off directly against him.
Ooh.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to read 20 questions, and we're going to play on Jerry's behalf. If Tony gets just half of those right, 10 of those right, he wins.
Jerry Vaughn.
Yep.
Don't know what Jerry Vaughn.
Yeah.
But that's a good listener. Hi, Jerry.
Hello. So if Tony gets half of those correct, just 10, then Jerry, you win the $25 Fandango gift card. If Tony gets less than 10 correct, well, you get the consolation prize of a piece of Fenix fan gear, whether it's a hat or a T-shirt, or as Kendra suggested over the break, a Fenix slap bracelet.
Ooh, okay. Lacey also chimed. She said stickers and a onesie. She said Anders would totally rock a Phoenix and the Fox.
See, there you go.
I just kidding on the Fox part. Phoenix and the Phoenix onesie would be sweet too. So you never know. There's a lot. Anything's got to be better than what I'm wearing. You know, I have a Tesla shirt on that I got at a Tesla concert from my uncle. And
way to
you
stay
guys are not
relevant.
going to unsee this if you're watching, but I can't unsee it all episode because I'm staring at myself. It looks like a giant wangadang.
It does.
It looks like a penis. Looks like I'm wearing a penis shirt.
I wonder if that
now
was
you
on
can't
purpose.
unsee it. It is a tower for the album Shock, I guess. But yeah, you can't unsee that. Yes. Even Lacey, looks like you have a huge penis on your shirt. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Yeah. And of course, it's pointed up at your face, which makes it even that much better. In any case, folks,
just like last night,
it is time. Whoa. It is time for another Phoenix.
Face. Oh. Yeah. Well, I meant like last night sucked, and then it just blew it. Okay.
Oh, sure.
We got to keep it somewhat kid-friendly. Yeah, I ain't explaining that. Okay, let's move on. Moving on and covering El Fasciato.
Is that how you got out of the ticket? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's move on with our contest.
Got a ticket in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
All right. On behalf of Jerry Vaughn, so the questions that I pulled up were based on the fact that we both watched the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion special. Great show. Wanted to see if Tony was familiar with secondary characters and the TV shows that they belong to. So,
sure.
Question 1, Tony. This one you will knock out of the park, I have no doubt. And I'll give it to you in multiple choice format, so that way it makes it a little bit easier on you. And of course, gives Jerry that much of a better chance of winning. All right. Which show is Hillary Banks from? A, Dawson's Creek, B, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, C, Clarissa Explains It All, or D, All That. I do want to remind you I have to read all of the answers before you make your selection.
Okay.
That's the
all right,
Regis in me.
Clarissa.
And your answer is?
B, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Coming out of the gate
I'll
with
let
an
you
easy
read the
one.
rest. I apologize.
All right, moving on to question 2. Which show is Mr. Feeney from? A, Party of Five, B, All That, C, Friends, or D, Boy Meets World?
D, Boy Meets World.
Look at you. Off with the hot hand. All right, Tony, here we go. Which show is Tori Scott from? A, Freaks and Geeks, B, Will and Grace, C, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, D, Saved by the Bell.
That would be D, Saved by the Bell. Leather-clad Tori Scott.
And if you weren't such a big Saved by the Bell fan, you probably wouldn't have gotten that. She was one of the lesser-known characters.
Yeah, well, that one at first when you said it, I'm like, I don't know, but thank God you had the multiple choice. Speaking of, that terrible theme song is in my head.
Oh,
from,
so
the,
bad.
The reboot. You guys YouTube it. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. But we digress. Yeah. Let's move on. Question 4. Which show is Willow Rosenberg from? A, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, B, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, C, Saved by the Bell, or D, Beverly Hills 90210?
That'd be B, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That was Allison Hannigan played her.
Yeah, Lily from How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
Him.
And she also likes flutes.
Moving on. Question 5. Which show is John Doggett from? A, Ally McBeal, B, X-Files, C, Seinfeld, or D, Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I'm going to go with A. That's a total guess. I don't know that one.
Oh, Tony's first miss. X-Files. It's Robert Patrick, the T-1000.
No, dang, yeah. I didn't watch it once the later years. Yeah, that one I really didn't know.
Yeah, that was after John. I want to say John Malkovich. That's not his name. David Duchovny.
David Duchovny, yeah.
Left, yeah.
Mulder.
Yeah. Here's one you're sure to get, Tony. Which show is Kimmy Gibbler from? A, The X-Files, B, Beverly Hills 90210, C, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or D, Full House?
Oh, honey. This is tough.
I
wonder what it could be. I wonder if it's X-Files. No, it's D, Full House.
Tony, you're killing it. Only one that you've missed so far. Let's see if we can make it a second one that you missed. With question 7, which show is Pacey Witter from? A, Full House, B, X-Files, C, Dawson's Creek, or D, Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
C, the Dawson's Creek. Yeah, it's played by Joshua Jackson on that one. Yeah?
Yep. He's not the Dawson, but he is part of Dawson's Creek.
He's not the Dawson. No. Screw you, Pacey. Oh, it's the Dawson.
Question 8, which show is Valerie Malone from? A, Dawson's Creek, B, Beverly Hills 90210, C, Rocco's Modern Life, or D, The Secret World of Alex Mack?
Oh, that's going to be B, Beverly Hills 90210, played by Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
If you guys haven't figured it out now, we used to watch a lot of TV in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty good at this, minus the T-1000 one.
Yep. Moving on, which show is Laura Winslow from? A, Full House, B, Sister Sister, C, The Secret World of Alex Mack, or D, Family Matters?
D, Family Matters. Can I do that?
All right.
Hey, big guy.
A little Urkel for you.
Yeah.
Question 10. We're halfway through. Which show is Daphne Moon from? A, Twin Peaks, B, Sister Sister, C, Frasier, or D, Dawson's Creek?
What was the first choice again?
Twin Peaks.
I'm going to go with Twin Peaks. It's going to be Sister Sister, isn't it?
Nope. This is a show that we're watching currently. It's Frasier, actually.
Oh, Frasier.
Great show.
Oh, it's funny. Lacey just texted me. Frasier.
Lacey, you're not supposed to help him out.
No, she's not helping me, but I just saw it pop up on the thing. So, but no, obviously I got that one right. I didn't know that one. So there's two.
All right. Again, we're halfway through question 11. Which show Easy one. Is Carlton Banks from? A, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, B, Home Improvement, C, Boy Meets World, or D, Dawson's Creek?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's an easy one.
That is way too easy.
Question 12. Which show is Richard Burke from? A, Clarissa Explains It All, B, Dawson's Creek, C, Friends, or D, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
What was the choices again?
A, Clarissa Explains It All, B, Dawson's Creek, C, Friends, or D, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
This one I don't know either. Clarissa Explains It All. It's gonna be Friends.
It was Friends. Yeah. Richard was Monica's love interest, played by Tom Selleck.
Oh, okay. There you go. I remember Tom being in there, but I don't know. I haven't, believe it or not, I have not gone through the entire Friends series. I only watched the first two seasons. That's it.
Really? Oh, great show. Question 13. Which show is Niles Crane from? A, Frasier, B, Mad About You, C, Family Matters, or D, That 70s Show?
I was pretty confident of it. I'm going to stick with my gut on that one, Frasier.
And your gut was correct. Yep. Brother Dr. Niles Crane. Question 14. Which show, this should be easy, is Cosmo Kramer from? A, Saved by the Bell, B, Seinfeld, C, Roseanne, or D, Keenan and Kel?
Good Burger. What was the Good Burger? He was not on that. It was B, Seinfeld.
All right. Question 15. Which show is Mike Hannigan from? A, Friends, B, Boy Meets World, C, All That, or D, Clarissa Explains It All?
Oh, damn. Mike Hannigan. Ooh. Oh, man. I'm going to say Boy Meets World.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Nope.
It's going to be Clarissa Explains It All, fine.
No, it was Friends, played by Ant-Man actor
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, exactly.
See, I would help if I watched Friends. I don't know.
Yep. All right, we're to our final 4 questions. Let's see if we can power through these fairly quickly. Which show is Brian Krakow from? A, Frasier, B, My So-Called Life, C, Twin Peaks, or D, Family Matters?
Brian Krakow. Oh, jeez Louise. I don't know. Twin Peaks.
My So-Called Life.
Never saw that show. I know it had Claire Danes in it, though.
It did. Moving on, which show is Eric Matthews from? A, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, B, Boy Meets World, C, Party of 5, or D, Friends?
B, Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World?
Boy Meets World.
All right, question 18. Which show is Rayanne Graff from? A, My So-Called Life, B, That 70s Show, C, In Living Color, or D, Blossom?
It's going to be the first one.
My So-Called Life?
Yeah, because I've never heard of her, and at least the other shows I've seen where that character's unfamiliar.
Question 19. Which show is Stacy Carosi from? A, Freaks and Geeks, B, Friends,
Stacy Carosi!
C, Will and Grace, or D, Saved by the Bell?
Saved by the Bell. Zach's love interest on the beach. And Dad was played by Pumbaa.
And former Scientologist Leah Remini.
Remini.
Yep. All right.
Remini.
Last one, Tony. Which show is Harvey Kinkle from? A, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, B, Family Matters, C, My So-Called Life, or D, Blossom?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Nailed it. All right, Tony. Well, Jerry is our big winner. Tony, you got 15 out of 20. Congratulations. Jerry, I'll reach out to you later, get you that $25 Fandango gift card. Folks, when we come back, it is time for a segment called On a Technicality, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST, F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Here we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, November 19th. We talk about a couple, reverse that and go back. We talk about it.
You should play your Words Are Hard.
Or this one. Again, let's try that over. We talk about it a few times each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever, including our call-in topics for the next day. For instance, tomorrow's call-in topic is Thanksgiving disasters. We've all had them. We want to hear about them. And if you do call in and chime in for that, you are entered into a chance to win our Fenix Fan Gear prize draw. Wow.
It's just another hard Words Are Hard Thursday.
The number
I wish it was Friday.
Right. The number for the Fenix Line, 855-Phoenix Radio. That's 855-FENIX RDO or 855-336-4973 for the alphanumerically impaired. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together and put them out in a future show. Now, in this segment, which we've titled On a Technicality, we've all been there where somebody has said something, and while it's not totally correct, on second thought, it might actually be correct, which puts it on a technicality. For instance, just to give you an idea of what we're looking at, there's a picture of Robert Downey Jr. holding his jacket open, clearly a photoshopped t-shirt that somebody was probably trying to sell, says, "I'm effing Robert Downey Jr." of course, says, I'm only one who can wear this shirt. Of course, somebody responds back, or you could lend it to your wife because technically he's correct. The wife would be effing Robert Downey Jr.
That is funny because it's a play on puns. Because she's totally effing Robert Downey Jr. I hate those stupid, superimposed shirts. So you see, it'll be like James Hetfield and Metallica holding up a Denver Broncos, Metallica logo shirt. He would never approve Metallica to be tied to any NFL team. And if he was, it sure as hell wouldn't be the Denver Broncos because he's a Raiders fan.
Exactly.
It just wouldn't work.
Yeah. No, and then, they put them on wish.com and they show up 6 months later, if at all. Or you get the other ones where it's like some celebrity talking about whatever is, I'm giving away $50,000 to whoever. Yeah, it's like, no, they're not. Stop it. Stop it.
When we become big time famous, I'll be sending out these penis Tesla shirts there.
Moving on with On a Technicality. Person says, do twins have the same size D? Speaking of your shirt. Well, on a technicality, somebody responds, as a twin,
dang, dang.
I can say my D is definitely bigger than my sister's. We would only hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so. I got the big D, but she got the balls of the family.
Moving on with On a Technicality. Twitter user StellMom says, my apartment's pest control guy always refers to my cat Richie as a fellow industry professional. That's fair enough. That makes sense.
Fair.
He's only helping him do his job. Sadly, he doesn't get paid for it.
No, definitely not.
I'm sorry. Am I boring you?
No, I had to let out a big yawn. I had to mute that.
I know. Moving on with On a Technicality. You have a Twitter user who says, I'd really like to, I'd really like to hear the reasoning behind women who won't take their husband's last name. The response, because my last name is Best. Her name, Emily Best. Technically, she is correct. Her last name is Best. Can't argue it.
No, you just can't.
Moving on with On a Technicality. Here is a Twitter exchange from Mother says, can you come out? He responds back, yeah, give me a minute. Mom, I'm gay. The mom responds back, I know that, silly. Come out to the car. And his response, car, I'm gay. Technically, he is coming out to the car. So
I appreciate the smart ass humor in there.
Yeah. Anytime somebody can take a something like that and just turn it and add that little bit of humor, we can always appreciate it like these.
Absolutely.
Moving on with On a Technicality. Here's one you hear every once in a while. Twitter user asks, what's considered trashy if you're poor, but classy if you're rich? To which a respondent says, getting money from the government. That is true.
Very true.
If you're on welfare, ooh, you're trashy. But if you're rich, ooh, you're getting donations from the government, and they're really helping you out. We could go into that for days. Moving on with On a Technicality. Here is a brilliant one. We were talking about shared school experiences earlier. Twitter user Spinubzilla, whatever it is. In high school, our gym teacher asked who we thought the smartest teacher in school was. We guessed the AP Chem teacher, the pre-calc teacher, the AP Physics teacher, etc. He says, nope, it's me because I get paid the same as those guys and I play dodgeball all day. Brilliant. He truly is the smartest teacher in the school.
He's the smartest of them all.
Moving on with On a Technicality. And again, this is where words and the placement of words really do matter. There's an image of a cat and it says, study finds atheists are more likely to own cats than Christians. To which somebody responds, this article is stupid. Besides not knowing how to feed or care for them, it's illegal to own a Christian, let alone buy or sell them. That's true.
You aren't wrong. It's amazing. Yeah.
On a Technicality, he is correct. Here's one. Never piss off your IT guy because they can mess with you. For instance, this guy says, pissed off the IT guy, and he said he was going to give me a black eye, and I laughed. Looks like he put me in my place. Touche, IT guy. To where he shows a picture of his all-white keyboard with a single black key in there, and it's a black eye. Technically, he wasn't wrong. He gave him black eye.
Technically wrong. He did give him a black eye.
Here's one that, depending on where you go in the world, they look at dates a little bit differently. Somebody asked, what's a fun little fact about yourself? To which someone responds, I turned 11 on 11/11/11. Edit 11/11/11 for the non-Americans. Because they transpose the month and the day, but 11/11/11 is the same for everybody.
It's the same. It would have been even better if they were born at 11/11, whether AM or PM, it didn't matter.
That would be spooky.
Pretty damn cool, right?
Let's move on. Let's see. You have this person who says there's only 2 days in our lifetime that are not 24 hours, the day we are born and the day we die. To which somebody explains, I was born exactly at midnight. I'm going to kill myself at exactly midnight just to prove you're wrong. Boy, that's a grudge to hold. I'm not sure I'd want to follow through with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, on a technicality, here's one that harkens back to your shirt, Tony. Redditor asks, what's it like to have a penis? To which somebody responds, it's hard sometimes.
Because it's true, Trapper keepers be damned. Can't censor that. I need a trapper keeper over my shirt.
It's offending me, Tony.
I was gonna say, for the record, this is the last time I'll ever wear this shirt on the show. I didn't even think about it when I threw it on, and this whole show, that's all I've seen, so it's kind of annoying.
I demand you take it off.
No, you don't want that. You do not want to trade one for 2 pairs of titties. You don't want it.
And then finally, on a technicality, there is a picture of 4 different houses. Technically, they're garages. And one says Apple, the other says Disney, the other says Amazon, the last one says Google, to which the person says, these huge companies all started from a garage. What's your excuse? Well, Tony, they have the same excuse that you do. I don't have a garage. You can't start a big tech company if you don't have a garage. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. I'm sorry, Tony, to say. You're not destined for those Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos money. But folks, when we come back, we're headed to the final segment. You know what that means. It's time for This Day in History. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool, and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Well, folks, you did it. You made it through with us, the final segment of the show. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, November 19th. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us.
Whoa!
Almost
Don't do that.
phoenixmedia.us. Click on the show's link. Scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video. You can get audio as well. Or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god? I'm Batman.
Close enough. Close enough.
Yeah, it works. Save for the day, I think.
While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think. And tell your friends. Because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. In fact, you shared quite a great photo of some additions that somebody made to your shirt over the break.
Somebody's having a little fun with me today. with my Tesla shirt. It's a tower. It's a radio tower. There's lightning bolts.
Sure.
There's a pulsating tower. This one, if like this was a Friends episode, it would be about the one with the penis shirt.
Yeah. I'd say I think it's a euphemism for something. But you know what? I digress. Folks, as we do at this point in each show, we drop a little knowledge on you.
Can't see it, man.
Hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Reversing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Tony's still getting a laugh out of his penis shirt. All right, not moving on. Let's get things started on This Day in History. This day in 1493, Christopher Columbus discovers Puerto Rico on his second voyage. I don't know if he discovered it so much as he just happened to land on it.
I think he just happened to land on it. Like, this dude, like, he got out and about a lot, didn't he?
He did.
He's kind of like the friend that takes credit for everything. I did this and I did that, and it's like, did you do it alone? Like, was it just you on the boat, Chris?
Right.
Columbus, not Christian, but was it just you, buddy? Did you just sail the ocean blue in 1492? Just you? I don't think so, sir. I'm sure there was other people on there.
And I'm pretty sure, based on what I've heard, he wasn't the nicest of guys.
No, he seems like, the more you read about him or hear about him, he seems kind of like he'd be that arrogant prick of a friend where you're like...
Moving on, this day in 1805, Lewis and Clark expedition led by Meriwether Lewis and William Clark reaches the Pacific Ocean. They're the first European Americans to cross the West, of course, with their interpreter and guide Sacagawea. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to name my next son Meriwether, because,
Meriwether. Wolfgang Meriwether Phoenix. MWF.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know about Lewis and Clark, too. At least those were a couple of explorers that did it as a team.
Yeah.
You know, they shared the name. It wasn't like Lewis said, hey, F you, Clark. I saw that mountain first. And Sacagawea, Sacagawea. Yeah, I saw her first, too. So, dibs. So.
Hey, and she ended up being the one who got her face on a, not actual gold, but a gold $1 coin.
Yeah, so not poor Lewis and Clark. Who would have thought? But at least they did it as a team versus Columbus. So.
Yep. Moving on with this day in history, we talked about him getting ready for it a couple days ago. Well, this day in 1863, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln delivers his Gettysburg Address beginning 7 years ago. What did we determine a score was? 20 days? Something like that?
Yeah, it was 20 days, yeah. 4 scores and 20 years ago, 20 days and 20 years ago, I took the biggest dump, and it smelled like cabbage. You know, because they were out of lettuce at the Checkers restaurant that I went to.
A little callback to Florida Man there.
Oh, Florida Man.
Moving on, this day in 1911, New York receives the first Marconi wireless transmission from Italy, from Guglielmo Marconi. That's a hell of a name. Screw Merriweather. I'm going to name my kid
Do you think
Guglielmo.
that's where they got Google?
I have no idea.
Googly. What a name. Great Googly Moogly.
And he wasn't a furry little red creature either. Googly Elmo. That's...
Come on, everybody. This is Elmo. It's time to go with Elmo. Come on, Mr. Noodle.
It's the hottest toy of the holiday season. Googly Elmo Marconi.
It does got a penis on his shirt.
Moving on, this day in 1916, Samuel Goldwyn and Edgar Selwyn established Goldwyn Pictures. The company later became one of the most successful independent filmmakers, and of course they merged to become Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer with the lion roar that everybody's familiar with.
Oh, MGM. Home of the Rocky franchise.
That it is.
And it's all about I can think of that they still own to this day.
The casino in Vegas with the giant lion out front.
Oh, I didn't realize that was one and the same.
It's the MGM Resort. Yeah. Moving on, this day in 1975, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, based on the book by Ken Kesey, directed by Milos Forman, and starring Jack Nicholson and Louise Fletcher, is released. It was the Academy Award winner the next year in 1976. Great movie, and of course, if you're watching Ratched on Netflix right now, that's where the character Nurse Ratched was derived from.
Oh, very cool. Kind of a spin-off there, huh?
Yep. This day in 1976, George releases this song. That's the name of the song, This Song.
Just and just a guy named George?
George Harrison.
Was George Harrison?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you just said this guy named George released something called This Song. And then further news, this dude just took a poo.
I pooped my pants.
Yeah, well, I didn't, but this guy did.
Speaking of this guy you talked about a little bit earlier, I guess it's his birthday today. This day in 1980, CBS TV bans Calvin Klein jean ad featuring Brooke Shields.
Why?
All it says is the headline. I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's too risque.
Maybe Lorraine Baines got pissed.
Or maybe it's because she appeared naked in Blue Lagoon when she was a teenager, and that was no bueno.
No bueno, yep. Although as an adult, it would have been fine. She was a pretty lady.
Yeah, she still is.
Yeah. This is so funny that the Calvin Klein thing, just the whole fact that Back to the Future. Why do you keep calling me Calvin? Well, it's on your underwear.
Hey, it's brilliant writing.
Lorraine had she had the hotties for old Calvin there.
Oh yeah, she did. Moving on, this day in 1990, went from skinny baseball player to roided out baseball player. Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder Barry Bonds wins the National League MVP. You think he had a little help?
Well, give me back my snapback!
Oh, that roid rage.
Yeah, Yeah, well, Barry was not the nicest of dudes to begin with, but yeah, he definitely. I have a mass amount of his Pittsburgh Pirates cards, and he was a pretty slim guy. And over time, he became quite the big dude on the Giants. And I mean, being a Giants fan as well, I mean, I didn't mind it. He helped the San Francisco Giants do well. He just overly was not the nicest dude.
No, certainly wasn't. But that's the roid rage talking. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he has a really soft voice like Mike Tyson, except he doesn't have
spinal.
He doesn't talk like that. He's not spinal.
And finally, we've got a few holidays to run down today, so let's go ahead and
holidays.
Get those out of the way. For instance,
Celebrate.
Today is National Electronic Greeting Card Day. You remember the e-card trends back in the day when you would send that to people? And it's a BS cop-out, right?
Yeah, the cards I liked were the ones where you open them up and they make noises. Those battles have electronic because the e-cards, what a rip. You had to pay for them too.
Yep, yeah.
People paid for them. I never did, but what a jip.
Moving on, this is Homemade Bread Day. Go ahead and make yourself some homemade bread.
Well, I'd like to, but I'll be at work.
It is International Students Day, part of the reason we did the shared classroom experiences. Ooh, this one's yummy. National Baklava Day.
Baklava.
It is National Farm Joke Day. Tony, did you hear about the one about the pig and the cow?
Yes, and the cow goes moo. Cow the fiddle.
Today is National Entrepreneurs Day, so go ahead and get out there and start something new. Today is National World Peace Day. Not Meta World Peace Day, just World Peace Day. So.
Peace, man. Maybe peace with you.
These two are related. It is National Take a Hike Day and National Unfriend Day. I would assume that
is that your social media unfriend? Like it's time to weed out those people that just don't shut up about certain things.
Weed out those toxic people, Tone. Just weed them out. And then finally, for all of our Disney friends and fans out there, today is National Little Mermaid Day.
Ooh, Ariel.
So take
Under the sea. Speaking of Woodies, that's the priest at the end.
Folks, that does it for our Thursday episode. We'll be back tomorrow, closing out the week on Friday with good news, everyone. Folks, enjoy your Thursday. We will see you tomorrow, and Tony will be wearing another phallic shirt, I am sure. Have a good one. You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more